Hi, it's Marlie Keishamaza. Welcome to another episode of Randomly Marlie. We are back this 2020, bigger and better and stronger. Even though there's no muscle, but just generally we'll be stronger this year. So last year I had shared on my Instagram and asked you guys to give me suggestions of the kind of things that you'd like to see on my channel more, what kind of things you'd like to hear me talk about. And so a lot of you suggested stories, like you want to hear a lot more story time. And so one of the stories that was suggested is for me to talk about my experience with bullying, because I think I've hinted at it a little bit here and there, my IGTV videos and like other things. So that's something that someone suggested, a few people suggested. So today I'm going to talk to you about an experience that I had, I think in high school, with bullying and how it affected me to today. Like to this day at my big age, I'm still like fighting through some of those things and some of the fears that it created and some of the things that it did and how it really affected me. I don't know what the point of this message is. I think I'm just sharing my story, but also telling you don't bully, because you may be the one that ends up messing up people's destinies. No, but my destiny wasn't messed up. But yeah, really, guys, it was, man, it was bad. So in 2000 and something, when I was in S1, I think I was a bit shy. Like I've always been kind of confident and everything, but there was, you know, when you're new to a school, and I just think that at that time in my life and at that point, like I was not fully aware of who I was as a person. I was still discovering myself. I was still finding myself. So I think I was kind of like caught up in a lot of different things, in the sense that I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I was a different person from who I am today, definitely. And so I had just joined high school in my S1, and I like to get myself involved in a lot of things. I was in Aga Khan for my S1 day school, and I've always had a mom who has been very encouraging, and I've always had a musical gift, and that's one of the things that she has encouraged in me from a very long time. So for as long as I remember, from like age 10, you guys, I would write songs. Like I like to write, and I enjoy writing, and I write everything. I write fictional stories, I write things based on my experience, I write songs, poems, I write. And so from like 10, I would write songs. Like would be on holiday, and my mom got me like a little book, so I had a cute little notebook. It had Tweety on the front, and I would like write my things, like my songs and everything. So like I've always had that musicalness in me, and I enjoyed it. And so in S1, I can't remember what was happening, but there was what is it called? A play going to happen, or there was a musical going to happen, or something happening at school. And so I worked closely with the music department. At that time, I was doing piano lessons. I was doing voice lessons as well, I think, at a music school near my home, just a lot of things. And so my music teacher told me personally and said that I should sign up for the audition. So there was an audition to get people to join the choir, or to get people to something. I don't know, I don't remember, but there was an audition, and so I signed up. Of course, I told my mom about it, and there's no way that she would say don't. She was like, yeah, sign up. Then I practice at home, sing for her, what we're doing well. I think I even sang a song from High School Musical. It's hard to believe that I couldn't see that song. That's a song that I decided that time I was like obsessed with High School Musical. It was like my thing. So I did that. So fast forward to before this whole musical thing had come in, there were two young boys in that school. And they were a year below me, by the way, because they were in year 7 at the time, and I was in S1, which is the equivalent of year 8. So they were a year below me in technical terms. But these two boys were always picking on me, and always, it was just so uncomfortable. Like every time they'd see me walking around, they'd say something mean, then they'd laugh together, then they'd like just like small little things that would make me uncomfortable. Like, you know, those things that you see in American high school movies, like those were things like you're just always there minding your business, and this person comes and says something, and then people laugh. Like it was like that. So I think S1 for me was like, it was a dark time, yo. But yeah, so they would come, they would say like good things, then they would laugh at me. Then, so it started to eat at me slowly by slowly. So they made me extremely uncomfortable. So every time I would see them coming, I would try and avoid them, or I'd walk slowly, or I'd bury my head down, like look straight down, don't look up, avoid eye contact so that I can avoid seeing them as much as I can. Like generally, they traumatized me. I still remember their names, but for the sake of their reputations, I shall not. Because they have those, both of them have very unique names. Like you'd say Marlie, like there's no way that you'd start thinking who is Marlie? Like, it's not a name like Tracy or Joan, where you go to like every school and they're like 15 in each class. Like, they're very popular, they're very unpopular names. So if I said their names, I forgive you, so it's okay. Maybe they're watching and they know who they are. I don't know. Maybe they don't even remember. It doesn't matter. So these two boys, and I just know that one of them was short. Like, he was shorter than me. Already, I'm not very tall. I'm short, and the boy was shorter than me. But I don't know where he got that confidence from to bully such a person as me. But yeah. So now we fast forward again. The day comes for the auditions. And we prepare ourselves, we're organized, we're ready. So people kept coming, they would sing, and I'm sitting there and I'm supporting. I'm like, woo, then my turn comes. So I walk to the front. So I introduce myself. There's something you're supposed to do in the beginning, introduce yourself. My name is this, my class is this, like things like that. So I did that, I did my introduction, and then I began. No sooner had I begun the first line than the boys came in. It's like, I don't know, it's like they knew, I don't know. But just, they walked in. I want you guys to know that my voice, I literally felt my voice box like close. My heart stopped. Generally, performance failed. Like, just the whole, like, I shriveled up, I was shivering, I was stagnant, I was stuck, I was stiff. I was afraid because I told you now, and up until this point, like, I was avoiding them as much as I could. I was avoiding eye contact. I was avoiding everything. So they came, and I was like, it's hard to believe. It's hard. I couldn't sing. Like, I was stuck. So then I ended up singing. But when you can sense the fear in someone's voice, like, it was shaky, it was cracking, it was just not working out. Man, and it scared me. But then somehow I still ended up, I don't even remember how it ended, but I still ended up in the choir. Because the music teacher knew me before and I was his student and he had heard me singing anyway. And then in the choir, I wasn't given a role, like a standout role where you're at the front. Like, I was deep at the back where your voice is drowned out and no one knows that Marlie sounds like nothing. But generally, since that day, which was so many years ago, man, I was in S1, or how do I really want to say? 2009, this is 2020, more than 10 years ago. Wow. Yeah. And since that day, it's been so difficult for me to sing in public and to sing in front of people and to just anything. And I don't know why, but I think maybe somewhere in my brain, like, it's triggered and connected to a traumatic experience. I can't explain. Maybe there's like some science in it. I don't know. But it's been difficult for me to sing in public, to even identify myself as a singer. Of like, every time people talk about people that sing, I'm like, hey man, lucky you, those of you that got nice voices, those of you that sing, those of you that, like, I have disassociated myself with the gift as much as I possibly could. And then I heard someone last year say something about when you die, making sure that you're emptied completely of everything that was deposited on the inside of you. And then that thing started to haunt me because I was like, man, this musical gift is going to leave. I'm going to leave the earth. And guys, still on 100%, like, it hasn't been used. Like, and I was like, I can't allow it to happen. I'm not going to be the reason that I don't fully utilize the gift that God has given me. So this year, I have stepped out and branched out and tried to do as much as I can. It's not easy. And there's still a lot of fear in my heart, but I'm working through the fear. And so I feel like one of the things that I'm doing that's helping me is telling people. First of all, I'm speaking it against myself, so I no longer say that I'm scared to sing in public, or I'm just like, yeah, wow, I love to do it. And in my head, I'm thinking, no, you don't. But eventually, my feelings will catch up with the things that I speak. But also just sort of telling people about this journey of mine that I've had with music and how I have been musical for a long time, but I've sat on that gift for a very long time. You guys, I haven't touched a piano since like 2011. That's almost 10 years. Like, it's been a long time. So just sharing people my story, my musical journey, my everything, so that in case I just have people to push me, people to keep me accountable, people to encourage me in that space, and I am not allowing myself to say no. So one of the things that I did this year is I joined the music team at my church, and I'm putting myself out there as much as I can, and I'm terrified, and I don't understand what I'm doing, but I'm also excited to watch myself work through this fear and things like that. So it's been very interesting. And so a lot of people, the people that I've been to school with, the people that I've journeyed with in life, who have absolutely no idea that I sing. Literally, they're like, oh my God, you sing, and they laugh and they're in shock, and they're like, they don't understand what's happening. They're like, oh my God, you sing, and I'm like, yeah guys, I sing, and absolutely no one knows because I have not talked about it and not shared it with the world in like 10 years. So yeah, that's my experience with bullying. That's like the one thing that stands out for me the most. And it's so bad that two little young boys like this, one who is short as a dot also like this, has disrupted my whole entire life for so long like this. But the good news is that I've released it. Like, I'm no longer allowing it to have a hold over me, and I am now branding. By the way, I'm a singer. If you want me to sing at your wedding, call me. If you want me to, like, generally, just know that I'm a singer. You may not have heard it. I may not sound like Beyonce or whoever your artist is, your inspiration. It's okay. All you need to know is that I'm a singer. By the end of this year, where I would have reached in my journey, everyone will know by the end of this year that I have a musical gift. That's my plan for this year. Like, I must really 100% utilize this gift. But yeah, so that's my experience with bullying. For those of you that asked, it's so bad. Don't be fear those people that tease people every time. Like, don't do it, because maybe these guys didn't mean for it to be that bad, and they didn't expect it to be that bad. What if they were just doing it because, I don't know, they thought it was cool, or I don't even know what it was. But just be careful with the words that you say and the words that you use and the things that you tell people, because you don't know how much you might be affecting someone. It's a shame. It's taken me 10 years to get over, but what matters is that I actually have made the decision to get over it. I'm overcoming, and I'm doing well with it, I think. Thank you for watching. Please make sure that you like this video. Please make sure that you subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And please follow my socials. I share a lot about my journey in so many different ways. And that's also a place where you'd be able to give me different suggestions for things that I can put on this channel. So please kindly follow me on my social media handles. I'll put them in the description. I don't know why I just did this, because it will be down in the description box, but just check it out. Those are my socials, my YouTube. Follow me just generally. Every link that you see, just click and do what you gotta do. Thanks for watching. Ciao.